In the depths of horror, we will always find hope in the men and women who risk their lives for ours.
President Donald Trump making his first visit to Las Vegas, delivering words of hope to all affected by Sunday's mass shooting. Meantime, the FBI spent the day questioning the Las Vegas shooter's girlfriend, hoping she can help explain why Stephen Paddock opened fire at that country music festival. Good evening, I'm Tom Haynes. President Trump and the First Lady spent much of the day in Las Vegas talking to victims and the heroes of Sunday's deadly shooting. The president honoring those heroes who ran straight into danger, risking their lives to help people in need. He says that the nation stands with the people and the victims of Las Vegas and will help them bear the pain of Sunday's deadly gun massacre.
I visited the hospital earlier today, where many victims are still recovering from their wounds, and we ask God to ease their suffering and to speed their healing. We pray for the recovery of the injured and those injured officers who so bravely threw themselves into danger when duty called. And we grieve the loss of the law enforcement personnel who were killed in this vicious attack.
FBI agents interviewed Stephen Paddock's girlfriend, Mary Lou Danley, today, hoping to figure out more about his motive. Danley had been wanted as a person of interest in the days after the massacre while she was out of the country. She returned to Los Angeles last night, and today she told investigators this was completely out of character for the man that she knew and loved. Danley's attorney issued a statement to the media earlier today.
He never said anything to me or took any action that I was aware of that I understood in any way to be a warning that something horrible like this was going to happen.
Tonight we continue to hear more amazing and heroic stories from the people who were there when those bullets started flying. Fox 5 Good Day Atlanta anchor Sharon Lawson is in Las Vegas, where she talked to witnesses whose lives will be forever changed after Sunday's massacre.
Now that this section of the Strip has opened up to motorists, we're noticing that more and more people are coming out to show their love and support for the lives lost. For Canadian Charlie Walsh, Sunday's massacre hits close to home. She lost a dear friend, Jessica. She was one of 58 whose life was cut short.
Everybody's still in shock that it can't be happening. Like, there's so many families affected by this.
When you take a look right now and see this makeshift memorial and it's growing and so many people coming to pay their respects, what do you think?
Vegas isn't one you think that people would rally behind, but everybody, whether they're local, whether they're international, everybody's rallying behind the resorts, everybody.
People like Bridget Howard, a stranger from Detroit, Michigan, who was moved to pay her respects.
You know, I'm just hurt. It's painful to see this. I mean, just to see, to be here, know that we are aching, our hearts are aching for them, and we hope that they have strength to move forward. Along with the candles, balloons, and flowers, some beautiful messages to the fallen, like this one: keeping you all in my prayers, love and wishes, #Vegas Strong.
Meanwhile, as Charlie wipes away the tears, she wonders how Jessica's students and family will begin to cope with their sudden loss.
They're all taking it very hard at the school. She was an educator. She didn't just lose, like, 4 kids lost their mom.
From the site of the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history to the Bellagio, lit candles, encouraging words, and prayers stand as a reminder that this city is united in its grief. And while the healing process will be long, those affected will not be alone. In Las Vegas, Sharon Lawson, Fox 5 News.
In Atlanta, meantime, tonight a church congregation comes together to start the healing process. Covenant Presbyterian Church in Buckhead opened its doors for what they call a lament and healing service. Fox 5's George Franco joining us now live from outside that church. And George, we understand this isn't the first time that this church has come together after a national tragedy.
Well, Tom, tonight, Covenant Presbyterian Church opened its doors for a special service for healing after the massacre in Las Vegas. And you're right, this is not the first time this church has opened its doors after a national tragedy.
So many have been lost, brothers and sisters, neighbors and friends.
It was a service of lament and healing at Covenant Presbyterian Church in Buckhead after the massacre in Las Vegas.
Extend our own prayers for the losses, the terrible losses that people have experienced.
59 candles flickered for the 59 souls lost in the worst shooting massacre in modern U.S. history. It's a national tragedy with long tentacles which reach directly into this congregation.
A good friend of my husband and mine was actually at the concert, and a person standing next to her was one of the injured.
Reverend Katie Almond says sadly this is not the first time Covenant Presbyterian has responded to a mass shooting.
This is not the first act of gun violence, and it probably won't be the last, and this congregation gathered after the Orlando shooting as well.
Parishioners here told me the Vegas massacre is a tear to the fabric of this country which needs mending, regardless of personal political views, which is why they turned to prayer.
We as a nation are grieving. We need some kind of understanding, and for us that understanding comes through community, prayer.
And church leaders here at Covenant Presbyterian say that they will always be at the ready to come together in special prayer and community after any kind of a national tragedy like Las Vegas, but they say they only hope it doesn't happen as quickly. In Buckhead tonight, I'm George Franco, Fox 5 News.
Heartwarming to see that congregation come together. George, thanks. Depend on Fox 5 for any updates on the Las Vegas shooting investigation. We'll bring you the latest both on air here and on our website, fox5atlanta.com. You can also stay up to date anytime by downloading our Fox 5 Atlanta News app, which is free for both Apple and Android users.